Leaving aside all the obsession over kneeling and the national anthem, this NFL season has had some intrigue. The AFC is a lot tighter than we expected, with only a game separating the vast majority of the conference. The Rams can actually score. The Patriots can actually let anyone score. But Tom Brady is good. The Browns are not. Some things change and some will always be the same. Underneath it all lies a layer of stats and figures that could tell us more about what's to come in the next 3 months. Like, for example, that even if LA did lead the NFL in scoring over the first 4 weeks, it ranks just 13th in offensive efficiency per the advanced football stats website Football Outsiders. Todd Gurley was the NFC Offensive Player of the Month in September, and yet the Rams are just 22nd in rushing offense by DVOA. And wouldn't you know it, LA and Gurley were stuffed, at home, by the Seahawks in a 16-10 loss. What else can we expect given our access to advanced stats resources? The Chiefs have the best defense, best quarterback and best running back. If, before the season, someone had predicted Kansas City would be the best team in football by mid-October, you probably would have thought defense would be the reason. In fact, the Chiefs' defense is below average 19th in DVOA, while their offense has been absolutely dominant. By DVOA, KC ranks first in both passing and rushing, with Alex Smith leading all QBs in dire and DVOA, while Pro Football Focus notes that he's the best deep passer in the game. Yes, I repeat, Alex Smith is the best deep passer so far. He is 11 of 19 for 440 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a 142 rating on passes that travel 20 or more yards in the air. Running back Kareem Hunt is not just PFF's top rookie, with 9 runs of at least 15 yards for more than any other player. He's also the best back in football, leading all such players in dire DVOA, and forcing 12 more missed tackles than any other player. Just 5 weeks into the season, Kareem Hunt has forced 12 more missed tackles than the next best running back picked. Twitter.com Jay Bivke's Jim Pro Football Focus at PFF October 10, 2017. Then top all of that off with Travis Kelce, the number 2 tight end in dire, catching a career-high 78.4% of his targets. The Redskins are better than the Panthers by a lot. A simple look at the standings will tell you that Carolina is 42 after Thursday night's loss to the Eagles, while Washington has just a .500 record, but the Redskins may in fact be the best team in the conference, while Carolina could just a middle-of-the-road team that misses the playoffs. Per DVOA, Washington is the second best team in the NFL so far, led mostly by its 4th-ranked defense and fairly good offense. The Redskins have also faced the toughest schedule in the league so far, losses to the Chiefs and 5th-ranked Eagles, while their upcoming games are much more forgiving, starting this weekend against the 49ers. The Panthers, meanwhile, were ranked just 17th in DVOA going into the Philly game, featuring the 12th-ranked defense and just the 25th defense. Washington has a better offense and a better defense, plus potentially an easier road to the playoffs, having to go through the NFC East rather than the South. Fear the easy schedule: Seahawks, Jets, Rams, Steelers, Bucks. This is more of a trend to watch in the future than it might be an indication of a team being overrated now, but do keep an eye on which teams skate through easy schedules towards division-leading records. So far, these 5 teams have done the most with the least standing in their way. The Seahawks and the Rams are both 32, but neither has faced a particularly rough road. Seattle's schedule ranks 30th by DVOA, while LA's is 26th. Pittsburgh is tied atop the AFC North with the Ravens, but the Steelers' schedule ranks 25th compared to Baltimore's slate that checks in at 16th. Tampa Bay has wins over the Bears and Giants, but suffered losses to Minnesota and New England, ranking 31st in schedule toughness. Then, there's the surprising Jets, who are less surprising when you consider that they've beaten up on bad teams, ranking 28th in this category. The Jaguars have the number 1 defense despite being the 2nd worst team against the run. Jacksonville obviously dominated the supposed Levanted Steelers offense on Sunday, winning 309 while intercepting Ben Roethlisberger 5 times. The Jags' renaissance is led by a few things, perhaps none bigger than the additions of Calais Campbell and A.J. Bowie, but we also can't overlook the signing of Barry Church, the development of Jalen Ramsey, as well as Miles Jack, Telvin Smith, Yannick Ngakoue and even Dante Fowler Jr., who quietly has 4 sacks. I mean, Fowler is on pace for 13 sacks and we aren't even talking about it. But as good as Jacksonville's pass rush and coverage has been, first in pressure rate at 39.7%, first in pass defense DVOA by a huge margin, the run defense has been awful. The Jags allowed 569 total rushing yards between Week 2 and Week 4, losing 2 of those 3 games. They'll want to tighten that up before the playoffs start, but we absolutely should be talking about Jacksonville as a playoff team given that no other defense is even close to them right now in shutting down opposing QBs. Players to watch that maybe you aren't quite paying attention to Jet. In past seasons we've seen plenty of examples of players who didn't quite stand out in fantasy categories or traditional box scores, but underneath all of that was a higher level of production than expected, which in turn became very notable seasons or careers. Here are a few that stand out. Marshawn Lattimore, CB, Saints. It may be little surprise that the Saints rookie is good. He was the 11th overall pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, but so far he seems to be way ahead of schedule. He's 12th among all corners in coverage snaps per target, 10.3, and allowing just 0.74 yards per coverage snap. This is obviously huge news for a New Orleans defense that has had more whiffs on their player acquisitions on that side of the ball than any reasonable person would care to count. Tyler Kroft, Bengals. Cincinnati got brutal news when it was announced that Tyler Eifert would miss the rest of the season with back surgery, but his replacement might not be too bad. Kroft already has career highs in catches and yards, 14 for 139, while ranking 5th in Dyer. Carl Lawson, Bengals keeping it rolling with Cincy. Lawson, a defensive end out of Auburn, fell to the 4th round in the draft, but the rookie has 312 sacks through 5 games and is also tied for 9th in pass pressures per foe, with 12. Per PFF, he's also been even more productive per pass rush snap as a rookie than Joey Bosa was last season, which is absolutely saying a lot. Mike Gillislee, RB, Patriots. Gillislee came out banging in Week 1 with 3 touchdowns, but has only scored once since and is averaging just 3.6 yards per carry. So, why the mention? He's not just 6th in Dyer and 9th in DVOA, but Gillislee ranks 1st among all running backs in success rate, with 57% of his runs being deemed successful by foe. Where he struggles is breaking tackles, but that's where teammates Dion Lewis and James White fare much better. Michael Crabtree, WR, Raiders. A well-known name of course, but Crabtree is flying under the radar as perhaps the most efficient wide receiver of the 2017 season. He's caught a whopping 19 of 24 targets, including 6 a fight from E.J. Manuel last week, so it's not all because of Derek Carr. He's 1st in Dyer and DVOA, with just 1 drop, a much better rate than teammate Amari Cooper, who leads the NFL with 5 drops.